The cosmic balance was disturbed, and the enmity of Xiombarg, dread queen of the swords, was turned upon the Vadak prince Corum. For Corum, last of his ancient race to occupy the lowest of the 15 planes of reality, had slain the lord Arioch, knight of the swords, and brother to Xiombarg. Hello and welcome to Liam's Lyceum. I'm your host Liam, aka Hemvar, and today I'll be doing a spoiler-free review of Michael Moorcock's The Queen of the Swords. Queen of the Swords is a 1971 novel by Michael Moorcock and book 2 in the Corum Trilogy, at least the first Corum Trilogy. In this book, Corum is no longer innocent like he was at the start of The Knight of the Swords book 1, and this will have some spoilers for that, just FYI. In book 1, he banished Arioch, who is the Knight of the Swords. He banished him from this plane, as the planes are important, and he has saved Relina, who has essentially become his lover. There are portents very early in the story. Honestly, they're freaking great. Just to be completely honest, they're awesome portents. They're just so weird, and the imagination of Moorcock is just put on a great display here. They just make the world pop. We even get a good glimpse of the multiverse and the eternal champion idea, such as like Elric and Hawkmoon, among others of certain persons being mentioned. Corum has his eye that can summon terrible aid. It's almost the opposite of Kugel's eye, and eye is the overworld. He also has a six-fingered silver hand with the skin of gems. It has a mind of its own and can sense danger early. These are, of course, the Eye of Rune and the Hand of Quill, kind of relics of a god. Beings that are actually considered more gods than someone like Xiombarg and Arioch. This is really cool magical items, honestly. They're some of my favorite magical items I've ever read about. In some ways, this has some of the same awesome stuff as book 1. I think the adventures through the multiverse are even cooler though, and again, Moorcock just has quite the imagination. This one reminded me some of Lovecraft and even a little Vance here, and this is just really good entertainment. Honestly, this is a series I can recommend to people. I don't think Elric is for everyone. I think its influence cannot be denied. But this book, The Queen of the Swords, is just something I think you should go and read to get a great taste of 70s heroic fantasy, and even something you could call sword and sorcery, with our hero here being definitely, in some ways, a good guy. He's a little less gray than normal sword and sorcery, which might count him out as a sword and sorcery protagonist. But I think he still fits. He's pretty close, but it's some really good storytelling, honestly, and they're really short stories, so there's no reason not to try it out. I guess in some ways the plot is kind of similar to the first book, but the added stuff really gives it a fresh feeling. You have a character who's more important here, that is actually from that I had seen previously in The Fortress of the Pearl, which is the second chronologically Elric book, though one that was released later, I believe in 89. So really good book, honestly, overall. I'm really digging this series. Actually, I finished the first trilogy all in 1 week, so hopefully I'll get to the second one sometime soon. Anyways, this has been Liam's Lyceum. I'll catch you next time.